If you have type O positive blood, your DNA may be carrying a secret that scientists only recently started to understand. For decades, doctors believed type A blood came first, the original human blood type from the very beginning of our species. But that belief may be completely wrong. And if you are type O positive, what your blood has been silently doing inside your body for thousands of years might surprise you, protect you, or in some cases, put you at risk without you ever knowing it. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will understand something about your own blood that almost nobody talks about. Hello, I'm Dr. Olivia Parker. I've spent years studying human genetics and the hidden stories written inside our blood. And I have to tell you, type O blood might be one of the most misunderstood topics in modern medicine. Most people think blood type is just a simple label used before a transfusion. A letter and a plus or minus sign, nothing more. But what if I told you that your blood type is actually a survival code passed down from ancient ancestors, shaped by plagues, parasites, and migrations across entire oceans? Today we are going deep into the evolutionary history of type O blood and what it might mean for your health right now. Before we go further, I want you to think about something most people never consider. Every single time a blood test comes back, a letter appears on a piece of paper and life moves on. Nobody stops to ask why that letter exists in the first place, or what forces shaped it over tens of thousands of years. Blood type is not random. It is the result of relentless pressure from disease, environment, and survival, written into the human genome long before anyone understood what a gene even was. And type O, in particular, tells a story that stretches across nearly every continent on Earth. Let's start with where this all began. For a long time, scientists assumed type A blood was the ancestral blood type of humanity, with type O appearing later as some kind of mutation. Newer genetic research has challenged that assumption in a big way. Type O may actually be a foundational genetic trait, one of the oldest blood types carried by early humans as they moved out of ancient Asia. Imagine small groups of early explorers walking across frozen land bridges, generation after generation, carrying this blood type with them into completely new continents. Later, Polynesian voyagers set out across the open Pacific Ocean in canoes, navigating by stars, currents, and instinct alone. Many of them carried type O blood as well, spreading it across islands separated by thousands of miles of open water. So, if you are type O positive, your blood may connect you to some of the most daring journeys in human history, long before maps, compasses, or written language even existed. Think about that for a moment. Every time your heart beats, it is pumping a genetic signature that survived ice ages, ocean crossings, and the collapse and rise of entire civilizations. It survived because the people who carried it were tough enough, adaptable enough, and in some cases, just lucky enough to pass it forward. Doesn't that already change how you look at a simple blood test result? But here is where it gets even more interesting. Why did type O survive and spread so successfully across the ancient world? The answer may lie in what some researchers call an invisible shield. Type O blood cells have a smoother surface than other blood types. They are missing certain antigens found in type A and type B blood. And that missing piece may have been a massive advantage against one of history's deadliest killers, malaria. Research suggests that the malaria parasite has a harder time gripping onto type O blood cells compared to other types. It struggles to clump them together the way it can with A or B blood cells, which may reduce the severity of malaria infection in people with type O blood. In regions where malaria killed enormous numbers of people, this small biological difference could mean the line between survival and death for entire family lines. And that is not the only benefit. Some research also suggests type O blood may make it harder for certain strains of norovirus, one of the most common causes of severe stomach illness, to latch onto the digestive tract. So, while everyone else around you might be getting hit hard by a stomach bug, your your ancestors with type O blood may have had a slight biological edge. Stay with me, because what nature gives with one hand, it may take away with the other. Every advantage in biology tends to come with a trade-off, and type O blood is no exception. While it may have offered some protection against malaria and certain viruses, research suggests it can also leave people more vulnerable in other ways. Type O blood appears to be more susceptible to the toxins produced during cholera infections, a disease that has swept through populations throughout history, especially in areas with contaminated water. Some studies also suggest a stronger link between type O blood and Helicobacter pylori, a bacteria connected to stomach ulcers and digestive discomfort. If you are type O positive and you have struggled with stomach issues before, this might be part of the reason why. And here is something that surprises a lot of people. Some research even suggests that people with type O blood may be more attractive to mosquitoes, statistically more likely to get bitten compared to other blood types. So the same biological quirks that may have protected your ancestors from certain threats could be quietly working against you in other situations today. Doesn't that make you wonder what else your blood type might be revealing about your body right now? Now let's talk about one of the strangest genetic mysteries connected to blood type. Somewhere in South Asia, there exists an extremely rare condition called the Bombay Phenotype. People with this condition appear on the surface to have type O blood. Standard blood tests may even label them as type O, but underneath that label, something completely different is happening. These individuals are missing a foundational genetic marker called the H antigen, the very building block that type O blood relies on. Because of this, their blood does not actually behave like normal type O blood at all. In fact, in an emergency, giving them a standard type O transfusion, the one usually considered the universal donor type, could actually be dangerous. Their immune system may reject it entirely. This is one of the rarest and most misunderstood conditions in blood science, and it is a powerful reminder that biology rarely fits into neat, simple boxes. Number 3 coming up might surprise you even more than this one did, so keep watching. Beyond disease resistance and rare genetic mysteries, type O blood may also play a quiet role in your cardiovascular health today. Research suggests that people with type O blood tend to have slightly thinner blood compared to other blood types. This may be associated with a reduced risk of dangerous blood clots forming deep inside the veins, and it may also be linked to a lower risk of certain cardiovascular blockages. That sounds like great news on the surface, and in many ways it can be, but thinner blood can come with its own complications. People with type O blood may also experience longer bleeding times after cuts or injuries, since their blood may take a bit longer to clot compared to other blood types. So while your heart and blood vessels might be getting a small protective advantage, a simple kitchen accident or a minor injury could bleed a little longer than you would expect. It is a perfect example of how the human body constantly balances risk and benefit in ways most of us never even think about. So why does any of this actually matter for you today? Because understanding your blood type is not just trivia for a school biology class. It may offer real clues about your health history, your risk factors, and even habits worth paying closer attention to. If you are type O positive, you may want to talk to your doctor about monitoring stomach health, especially if you have a history of ulcers or digestive discomfort. You may also want to ask about cardiovascular screening, since thinner blood can be both a protective factor and a consideration during surgeries or injuries. And if you live in or travel to regions where mosquito-borne illnesses are common, it may be worth taking a little extra precaution, since research suggests type O blood may attract more mosquito bites. None of this means you are destined for problems. It simply means your blood type may be one more piece of the puzzle when it comes to understanding your own body. Think of your blood type less like a fixed destiny and more like a background setting that quietly shapes your risk profile alongside diet, lifestyle, family history, and everyday habits. Knowing this piece of the puzzle simply gives you and your doctor one more clue to work with when making decisions about your long-term health. Let's bring this all together. Type O blood is not just a simple label on a medical chart. It may be one of the oldest blood types carried by humanity, traveling across ancient land bridges and vast oceans long before written history began. It may have offered real protection against some of history's deadliest diseases, while also carrying its own unique vulnerabilities. It hides one of the strangest genetic mysteries in modern science, with the Bombay phenotype. And even today, it may quietly influence your cardiovascular health and how your body responds to everyday injuries. Your blood type is a small piece of biological history written directly into your DNA, shaped by thousands of years of survival, disease, and human migration. If you are type O positive, let me know in the comments below and tell me if anything in this video surprised you. Have you ever experienced longer bleeding after a small cut, or noticed you seem to attract more mosquito bites than the people around you? I would love to hear your experience. If you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a like and subscribing for more videos exploring the hidden science behind your health, your body, and your genetics. And remember, understanding your body is always the first step toward taking better care of it. I'm Dr. Olivia Parker. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.